Welcome, lovely souls. This is the Pajama Revolution, these guided meditations and visualization journeys. And I'm recording this on the full moon in Sagittarius. And I have asked for a card to be chosen, to be given to me. And I choose these always intuitively. And the card that has been chosen is by the beautiful Lana Fairchild, and it's the Kali deck. So, which is most interesting because full moons are really about this process of release. It's also about giving full light to reflect within our darkness and these areas of ourselves that do not align to our joy, to our peace, to our abundance, and to our truth, ultimately. And what has been showing up for me is distortions of self. And I explained this in a previous video that actually we are light beings, and actual light is within ourselves, and light repairs ourselves. And it's when we become distorted from our light through belief systems, subconscious patterning, wounds, inherited trauma, that we become sidetracked, as it were, distorted from the blueprint that we actually are, which is our health. And we need to do the shadow work. We need to bring the light to our shadows, our belief systems and our patterns that block this light, that has us distorted, that has this light going off in different tangents and different directions, but it's not this pure light. And if you can visualize it coming through like a prism of light, that it can come straight through and back out again. It also projects colour depending on the angle, which may well give us our uniqueness. However, again, this is all about the intensity and the integrity of that light gets lost. And I see that in the body, and how ourselves, when we become disconnected from ourselves on some level, from our truth, this light isn't able to get to that place. It gets stuck. And a lot of the healing work is about remembering and bringing that light back to that, right down to a cellular level. And I do believe that cancer is like the full extreme of this disconnection, this distortion, because carcinogenic compounds like fluoride and calcium, interestingly, can cause a blocking that can block this light, but also things like glyphosate, lots of different environmental things, but equally also our emotions when we become blocked and detached from ourselves, which can really come from trauma, lack of self-worth, self-love, shame and guilt and fear. All these low vibrations will be a form of disconnection. And often pain and disease is how I see it, is about our bodies seeking reconnection to love ourselves again, once more, to come back to our truth, our integrity and our power that's within us. And ultimately that blueprint, that is our health. And we talk about DNA and as an epigenome expression. Stress and different factors can influence that from a negative perspective. And whereas joy and love and oxytocin, that hormone, endorphin, it helps and heals our DNA. So there's a lot to be said to being able to address and be mindful and conscious of our thoughts and our beliefs patterns. And we get so entwined in these that we don't even realize they're happening. And often we will create it, or because of our belief system, we only see something in a certain way, because our brain's always seeking to prove what we're thinking. So once you suddenly start thinking red car, all of a sudden you'll just see red cars everywhere. And we have that with our patterns and our belief systems as well. So if we think we're not worthy, we will possibly keep attracting things that make us feel unworthy. And it's about we're seeing that in ourselves and how we can break free from that. Okay, so the card that was chosen is Shamunda, which I'll show you for those that are watching the video. Not the most pleasant looking. However, oh, she didn't like that. Okay. She has this fierce ferocity of anything that is against the feminine, the toxic masculinity. Yet she also brings anything that is negative to the forefront to hold the level of where the divine masculine needs to be and bring it up to there. She helps us with our distortions and that we become so entwined in. And I have to admit, something's happened to me lately where I had this thought negative energy within me, and you think it's a good thing. And probably at some point it was, but it's not truly me. So you have to be able to go, well, I'm giving away my power from that. So, and it gets so embedded in ourselves, that we don't realize. So she's a really interesting card to pull today. So we will see where we go. And her name's like Shamunda. And I'm just going to grab the incarnation, the prayer to her to invoke her power. And we might look at her and go, I don't think I want that around me. But in terms of, she comes from love, always love, the most purest form of love. Okay. So just let yourself get settled, get comfortable, whether that's seated in your meditation pose, whether it's lying down. Always generally you'll get more awareness when you're sitting up. But if you're absolutely just need to lie down and let your subconscious just receive this through osmosis, as it were, just allow that, do that, do what's right for you. And okay, so bring your hands to your inner thighs, which obviously will be easier if you're seated. And let's just let ourselves land here. Just setting the intention to always work to our highest and greatest good, to work to our higher self, to keep this completely pure and to be in alignment with that. And I call our altered self, it's also called the ego. This is what creates the distortion. We're just going to call that in because it does bring wisdom when we understand and see it when it's at play. It's when we don't realize that it's at play that creates the problems that we experience. So let's just bring in our thighs, hands to thighs, taking some breaths, just allowing yourself to ground. I'm just going to read this. Okay, again, this is from the Elena Fairchild Carly Oracle deck. Rojini of extremity, Shamunda Kalima. I bow to your wisdom, your protection, and your love. You who are the Dark Mother and the Queen of the Wild Feminine. I recognize your ferocious devotion when it arises as needed, to gain release from false structures and renewal of life force. I humbly return to the source of Mother Wisdom, seeking refuge in you. May I mature and develop spiritually to become a true, faithful, and effective devotee of the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine, in divine relationship for the spiritual benefit of all beings. Jamakali. And just allowing yourself then just to drop into your body. Just feeling your hands against your legs, if that feels comfortable to you, if that's possible. If you're lying down, maybe just bring your hands to your heart to ground you. We're just going to take this very gently, very gracefully. The divine feminine, she flows with ease and grace. She doesn't perform. She is true to herself. Which is why I feel she has been not hiding, but just being deep within the earth. For she wasn't going to be taken for granted. She wasn't there to be exploited. She's kept herself pure, out of the reach of humans. Just often how I see as the Persephone, the sacred pureness. Yet we're just allowing ourselves to feel this beautiful warmth of red, of orange. This envelope around our body is doing a gentle sacred dance. And we're just thanking Shamunda to really hold us in her protection, to allow any deeply ingrained patterns and beliefs to release their hooks, to release anything that has become attached to our energy fields that isn't pure, that is not of love. And just bringing our breath to our hearts. Just imagine yourself grounded deeper into your heart. For me, I just feel like I'm sitting back now, more on my hips. So often we're so ahead of ourselves, we're very rarely living in the present moment, and our thoughts always about the next thing, the next thing, the to-do, the heavily masculine doing energy, which is exhausting. Especially for women that are really coming into their sacred feminine power, this is about releasing from this heavy masculine energy, this conditioned way of being, and trusting more in how things work through the action of the non-action, the stillness. That is the grace, the flow of the feminine. She has such power with this grace. She completely trusts herself. She knows everything will happen in divine timing. It's like the beautiful flow of the rivers. She's not rushing. She knows she will get to the ocean at some point, in exactly the right moment. For now, she's just enjoying this journey. She's enjoying seeing the riverbeds, the dragonflies, the insects, the fish as they swim past, the water of the sun glistening, and equally as the moon glistens upon her. See the grasses around the riverbeds, the rocks, She's literally in awe of everything that she sees. The beautiful moors, the valleys, the tree, those weeping willows. She just reaches out and touches them as she gently passes by, not holding on, just allowing herself to touch, to be present, and then to let go. For she has witnessed, she has touched, she has breathed, and that is in her, that's already in her. So she'll remember this is all about the ability to absorb the pureness, the beauty, to allow it to be within us, within that memory. So we are able to let go of it as well, not to hold on to it physically, for we know it's within us now. This is the memory of water. And just feel that grace in your body. Like everything is slowing down. You can feel her softness as she circles around rocks as they just tip out of the water. They're just creating these beautiful patterns. You may see like raindrops creating these wonderful circles, oscillating with each other, that look like they reflect these circles, like the seed of life. Everything is holding memory, wisdom. You see the beautiful mountains in the distance. You may see certain animals within the plains, the valleys. You have a certain animal with you. For me, I'm feeling the dragonfly. It's just flowing with me. It's like my spirit just flowing with me. You may have one too. You may have something different, for we're all unique. And even if there's nothing there, but you're just simply finding that peace, that flow, that gentle quietness. Take in those breaths. Feeling that expansion and contraction of your breath, how your body expands as you're breathing in. See if you can breathe it more into your belly, then into your heart, then into the back of your heart, so your shoulders open and then come backwards. And as you breathe out, try not to drop too much, just allowing yourself to soften, but keeping that integrity of your spine. Bringing your chin in slightly so you have this elongation of your spine. Like that beautiful, graceful swan, now that beautiful neck. Allowing yourself to relax your groin. For us ladies, relax your yoni. Imagine you're breathing in here. As you do, you're sort of breathing into your hips, into your glutes. For your men, just allow yourself, your perineum, your anus to soften. And I'm being shown to bring my tongue now behind my two front teeth and just the top two front teeth, just tucking your tongue gently in that little groove. One, that stops us from clamping our jaw. But two is also a key point to continue the circulation of energy. Just breathing in, breathing into your hips. Imagine as you're breathing out, you're just relaxing your legs and your thighs, and anything you need to let go of just drains out through your legs, down into the earth, or even just flowing into that water. It's just draining out, releasing, letting go with ease and grace. See if you can encourage like a connection to your lower back, what we call your sacrum. For this is such a tightened area of ourselves. Especially if we restrict our breathing and often are in this posture of doing, we kind of tilt too much and it becomes very tight, trying to hold us upright. So just see if you can breathe into it. In fact, I'm going to bring my hands to it, or just above, really, my kidneys, the back of your hips. Just encouraging the flow, like you're trying to bring the breath right deep into your back. You feel like your belly just starts to hang out as you support your lower back. That's good. You're just creating space. Oh, letting go of every breath you need to take. Just your body will sigh. You may feel a shift of temperature. You may feel emotional, and this is fine. You're just trusting your body to discern what is yours, what is not, what is love and what is not. And to release with ease and grace. Your body is always going to be working to your highest and greatest good, even if you don't realize. So just thank it for its wisdom. Allow your mind to relax, soften, quietening the mind, opening your heart, softening and deepening into your body. For there is great wisdom within you. It is time for the mind to surrender now. It has driven us and society for so long. We now need to drop deeper into the wisdom that is our body, that is our heart, that is our soul and our spirit. This wisdom that we have become shut down from. Now it's about remembering. Too much of our ego and our altered self, our heads have just distracted us now. And this is about really coming back into the center of ourselves. Just breathing into your chest, breathing into your heart. I'm finding that easier as I put my hands on the back of my hips. Seems to relax my hips, enables me to breathe deeper. The fact that we're bringing warmth and love to our kidneys is vital for us to feel safe. Our adrenals to calm, helping us to release stress and cortisol, to come into our parasympathetic nervous system, which is where the magic and the healing happens. Just inviting this calm, this connection to ourselves, to our bodies. Maybe even with a smile, to start to enjoy this connection, this peace. Even have a curiosity of yourself, of what you will find, what revelations will be shown to you. These old patterns and old beliefs start to unpeel and free your mind. You break free. Whereas before we may be feeling like we're breaking down, we're exhausted. This is about letting go of these distorted patterns that are stealing our energy, our vibration, our vitality, our health. Breathing in warmth. Those beautiful reds and oranges like you would see on a moon as it reflects the sun. It just gives beautiful warmth. And again, just take your hands wherever you intuitively feel you need to connect to. For me now, I feel it's about my solar plexus, just sitting underneath the breast in the center. This is where our fears can sit. Our solar plexus, it's the fire. If you can imagine fire, it's beautiful and nourishing, but it can, if it goes out of control, it's destructive. So this is really about finding that balance here now. Just welcome, thank your body for finding this balance. Bring your breath to your hand. You may even want to put a little bit of deeper pressure right on the base of the sternum, the xiphoid bone, that little bony protrusion, not too hard, but just maybe hold that a little bit more. Maybe give it some circular motions to relax. Just little downward stretches. Oh, just letting go. It's quite often the point where we become disconnected from ourselves, where emotions and everything have become too overwhelming that our breath shortens, we tighten, and our diaphragm acts like a tight lid on a pressure cooker. And with any pressure, eventually has to find that weak point. So we're just encouraging, just massaging ever so gently, breathing into it. Giving it lots of love and reassurance. And as we're Sagittarius, I feel like we need to bring a little bit of joy, a little bit of laughter, maybe just a little bit less seriousness, which I know is a challenge whenever I think what's going on, but just lighten the mind. Discern what you can do about things, what you cannot. Let's just bring again some nurturing warmth here. Like again, that warm moon, that sunlight that's still reflecting that orange moon. It's not the blaring of the sun, it's this really warmth, this nourishment that's reflected to us. We can eat, we can see it, we can look at it for hours. It's not too bright. Imagine that beautiful disc of the moon that's even within you now. Softening these ripples, the waters within. Raising your shoulders, just see if you can encourage more of your breath up into your higher heart, your chest. Maybe bring a hand to just underneath, around your collarbone, around your lower base of your throat. Which again is where our vagus nerve travels through. So this will just bring a calming effect to the parasympathetic. And with your eyes closed, imagine yourself looking up towards your eyes to the center and then back. And this is just allowing our minds to soften and to connect deep within, deep to our pineal gland. You feel like by doing that, we're just allowing our body now to rise, to release, without our heads getting in the way, without us trying to understand or logicalize things. We're purely just allowing ourselves now from the throat that is coming up through the whole of our bodies to relax in our shoulders, in our throat, into our jaw. Again, with your chin slightly tilted, just feeling that into the back of your neck. Again, you may want to bring your hand behind your back of your neck, that's just underneath your head, your skull. One on your throat. Just again, calling in balance, calling in flow. Calling in your truth, your deep integrity, without any judgment. This may well be about being true to yourself, true to your desires, your needs. This isn't necessarily about just saying untruths, it's about really understanding yourself on a deeper level. Okay, I feel like I need to swap my hands, interesting. So my left hand under my back of my head. Now my right hand on my throat. But what I'm now doing is bringing in a little bit of a stretch from my back of my head, I'm just encouraging like a little stretch. So I'm kind of cupping the base of my head, giving it a little tender squeeze, like, and then encouraging it to stretch open, stretch upwards. Just don't do it with any force. Let your body work out what it wants to do. And you may not even be feeling this right now. But this is just giving an elongation of the neck. And for me, it also feels like it's stretching the vagus nerve, giving it its tone. So often staring at screens and phones, we get so tight here. So when you feel like that release, you can relax your hand, come back, allow your head to be part of this elongation of your spine. And now I'm just wanting to bring my right hand to my crown and my left hand right to this back of the skull. You might find a little bony protrusion. Now just do what feels right for you. This feels like it just feels like a really nice hold for my head, for my cranium. With your tongue behind your top two front teeth, looking up. It feels like a game of Twister with the body, but see what you can do, see what feels right. Even with a little smile on your face. Just start to remember the joy of connecting to your body. Okay, and then just bring your fingers to the top of your nose, just like where the corners of your eyes are. Just pinch in there if you want to. Just let you know the way of you would stop yourself from getting a nosebleed. Just this is two key bladder points of a meridian and acupressure. So this will certainly help with any tension of the cranium, any headaches, migraine, bladder issues, which are certainly rising because this heat of the feminine is rising up. This fire that wants to purify, which we're seeing across the world in all these earthquakes and volcano eruptions, with seismic shifts. We're seeing it physically, and we're also seeing it in humanity too. This rising up. The voice for equality and justice. And to remember that we are all one, we are all experiencing what is happening in this world, whether we know or feel it or disconnect from it. It's in the whole energy field. So again, this is about, let's just call in that discernment, to have empathy of what is happening and wisdom of what we can do and wisdom of what we cannot. To know that worry and stress doesn't actually achieve anything. In fact, it encourages it, puts an energy to what we don't want to see. So we're actually tuning in to higher energies of what we can do, or simply a matter of intending love. Sending love and hope and joy and peace There is true power in that. And there's true power for when we connect into ourselves and create that inner peace within us first. This is always when we seek things outside of us. It's what we need to do in the inner world first. You may want to bring your hands to your eyes. Feeling that warmth. And then bringing your left hand back to your heart. Your right hand on your forehead. Just calling the warmth of your hands, your connection, the calling of your heart to open and expand. Where your mind becomes a curious observer. There is surrendering and trust to the grace that is the wisdom of our hearts. To know that there's such divine wisdom within us. Our hearts hold brain cells within them. That it's 5,000 times the frequency of our mind. This is really about remembrance of our power, our wisdom, our sovereignty. Allow your heart to dance, to open. And then just bringing your right hand down to your solar plexus. And breathe in the connection here between both heart and solar plexus, relaxing your shoulders. And then bringing your hands to your inner thighs. Where we began. And if it's feasible, bring your hands to the soles of your feet. Maybe even give them a little massage, a little tweak of the balls of your feet, the tops of your feet, just giving that a little pulse. If you can imagine where the ball of your big toe is, that's sort of like an indentation there. It might be very sensitive. And then if you took your big toe in between your big toe and your next toe and just came downwards, kind of like above your thumb, this is making any sense. Just give them a little squeeze. And this is a kidney point and a liver point, sorry, and a kidney point. So just giving them a little massage just helps us detox, helps us ground, helps as we relax our feet, we relax our mind. For our feet are always communicating to the earth, from the earth back to the brain, what type of surface we're on, especially if the brain is wired and anxious. He'll be always asking our feet to send that communication back, which is often why we get really tense feet. So by relaxing your feet, giving them a little massage, breaks that pattern. It goes back to the brain and goes, all is well. Is it just nice to feel your body, to connect? You can spend some time just to connect to your body. It's just so important. And when you're ready, we're just going to bring our hands as we're gently bringing this to a gentle close. Just imagine you're bringing this beautiful light around you. It's just beautiful golden light, just weaving itself around you, within you. But it's holding like a beautiful sphere of light, like the atmosphere of the earth, that it protects, it discerns what is pure and what is not. So it's just, and I think isn't love, joy, and peace just burns away with ease and grace. It's happening beyond what we realize. And I'm going to just thank Shamunda, Kali Ma, to really hold that space for us. There's no distortions of light, just pure, fierce with the power of love, which we may not feel is actually within us through all our patterning yet. It's there. But she's going to hold that for us until we really, truly remember. And then we meet her in the fire of self-love. And when we do, there will be that calm, that peace, that tranquility. For we have remembered our power, our light. And moved from the illusions and distortions of fear. We remember our truth, our true light, our connection to source, to divinity that's within us, within ourselves, within our mitochondria. It's all within us. And by bringing our hands together, palm to palm, I feel like we are meeting our minds, our left and our right, our feminine, our masculine. We are bringing all these paradoxes to oneness, which is ultimately the oneness is unconditional love. It has no opposite, it always exists. It doesn't need an opposite to exist, it purely exists. And it's through grace that we meet it and trust. Through our hearts. And with that, beautiful souls, we just hold this gratitude for self, for carving out time. We thank our bodies for the wisdom that they are, reminding us of our love and our joy and our peace and our power and our sovereignty. And with that, we just feel like we have this huge astral warmth hug just holding us, really holding us, not in tension, just all the absolute protection that we'd feel, that we know we are held deep to our core. And with that, we just bring a beautiful smile to know that we've got this. And you may want to, if you're feeling any form of reluctance to open your eyes, just give your hands a lovely rub and then come back to holding them over your eyes. Feel that warmth into your eye sockets. these poor little eyes that have to do so much, especially when they're against the screens, the blue light, the intensity of it all. It's just so nice to give them this love, this warmth. And then gently allow your eyes to open up behind your hands, just so you're taking this grip gently. And then with a nice little, I like to finish it with some tapping just above your eyes. This is just about helping us integrate through tapping points, EFT, so just the side of the head, the temple, just with one hand underneath your eyes, just giving them some taps underneath your nose, then on your chin. And taking some deep breaths, tapping your heart, and then onto your armpit, and then on your crown. Okay. Well, thank you for joining me, or whenever you join me at some point in the future. Thank you for listening, and stay rested. Drink plenty of hydration, like warm water and lemon with a little bit of rock salt. It's really good about getting the body flushed through, because you will find this will be a sense of release and purification. So the more you can aid it with pure water and clean food without alcohol, and caffeine, the more you can keep the body cleansed, the easier this process is. And equally, in stillness and in connection into your body, you'll be able to ground yourself and move, allow old patterns to shift with a little bit more grace, with a little bit more composure, without the tiredness that triggers us and moves into wounds. We all have that space to be able to process and become more conscious. So with lots of love, and take care.